Welcome to Om Times TV, a division of Om Times Media and Broadcasting. Welcome to Postcards to the Universe with Melissa Caprio. Do you believe in magic? What if you were told that all you had to do was get a little creative and work a magic spell to bring anything you can imagine into your life? Here on Postcards to the Universe, we will share manifesting, tips, postcards, creativity, abundance, and prosperity. Here's your host, Melissa Caprio.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Postcards to the Universe with Melissa, creating the life you crave. How is everybody doing? I hope you're doing well. We had a little bit of some technical stuff going on today. I was supposed to have a guest. I don't know. She may show up. So I'm not going to introduce her unless she does. I don't know if it's just miscommunication. I know we're not in Mercury retrograde yet, so I don't think it has anything to do with that. But who knows? You know, it's just like the energy right now is so wonky. But I just want to say to all my regulars, welcome. I so appreciate you being here with me every week. It means the world to me. I get a lot of good feedback that you guys enjoy my show, because usually I do like to have a guest that I can talk to, and you know, we have a nice banter back and forth. That's how I like to do my show. So for my regulars, you'll know that. If you're just joining me for the first time, I want to say welcome. I really appreciate you being here. I don't know if you're watching me on YouTube or if you are listening to me on the radio or a podcast, because this show, it records. The other thing with the show is we record live. So if you're not watching on February 4th at around 4:10 p.m. Eastern time, then you're watching a replay, because that's when the show is recorded. And that's what makes it a little bit more challenging when I have guests, and I try to be very, very clear that to come early, because the show does record live. We're not pre-recording, so I don't have the luxury of, oh, time got mixed up and we'll reschedule, you know. So, and I keep my schedule pretty tight, but you know, stuff happens and you just have to go with it. And now that my show has gone from it used to be every Wednesday, and because now I've decided to do video, I do the first and the third Wednesdays of the month. So I said, I'm just going to go on and I'm just going to talk about whatever's on my mind. I haven't decided yet. We'll see what comes through if she doesn't come. But for those of you who, like I said, are just joining me the first time, I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. So I am an artist. My background is in photography, and I fell in love with photography. And I started out doing a lot of documentary style photography, and then things kind of changed and life, you know, sort of took over. I had a gallery for a little while. I used to show other photographers' work in the gallery. I still do curating. In fact, I'm curating right now, and I'll talk about that show in a second. So, you know, photography has been a love of my life for a while. And I photographed, you could see behind me, if you're watching, by the way, if you're watching, you can see the photographs behind me of the dolphins with the kids. I worked for Dolphin Human Therapy, and I photographed dolphin assisted therapy for 7 years. So I have thousands of images of those. So you could see a few behind me. And if you're listening and you want to see, please come over to my YouTube, which is Postcards to the Universe YouTube channel, and you can find that. Or you can go to, if you're a follower of Om Times, go to Om Times TV, and yeah, and then you can look at there. Well, it looks like I just got a message that she's here. So yeah, just a minute, I'll bring her out. So I'll just finish what I was saying. So anyway, so I worked for them for a while, and then what happened was a big life change. You can hear all about it in my book. That's my book behind me. A big life change happened. And I said, what am I going to do with photography? And then I started to get into this more spiritual side of myself. And I learned about manifesting, and I wanted to be a co-creator with the universe. So I said, how can I do it? And how I do it is I use art and photography. And one of the things I have people do is create manifesting postcards, kind of like a mini vision board. They send me their postcard. I photograph it. And then when their manifestation, whatever they put on their card, shows up in their reality, I share their stories. So that is what is in the book, all of the stories shared. And my work has changed so much since I wrote the book. The book came out in 2019, and it has been like such a journey. And I still get manifesting postcards. In fact, right now I'm working on something with a group of women called the 13 Wishes for this year. I made this beautiful box to hold the postcards for our wishes and what we're gonna manifest. And I haven't started even photographing those yet, but I turned those manifesting postcards into an oracle deck, and I do daily, almost daily. I had to take off this week because hanging another show, but almost daily I'll do a pull from my affirmation oracle deck, and I'm just going to show you a couple. So you can see right here. So these are these are my photos of somebody who sent in a postcard, and they have an affirmation, and one is follow your heart. And the other is I love to play. So I shuffle the deck. Here's the whole deck. I handmade it. I hand created it myself. Here's the whole deck. And so I shuffle and I pull a card, and I read that for the day. And I do that on my YouTube channel, so you can see that. And I also started tarot this year, and I'm doing 3-card spreads almost every day. When I do the tarot, I usually do the oracle back to back. So you could see those too. And I do short talks. I would love it if you would go over to my YouTube. That is really what I want to grow this year. And that's part of me saying yes, because my producer has been asking me to make this show on video for a while. And I kept saying no, 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 no. And I finally said yes, because I want to grow this show, and I want to grow my channel on YouTube. So that's a little bit about me, but I do see that Chris is telling me that Barbara has come, and I'm going to say, yeah, Chris, bring her out. I'll read a little bit about her when you bring her out. So today I have psychic trance and evidential. You're late.
I know. I couldn't find the link. I'm so sorry for stressing you out on a live show.
Oh, I know. That's why I'm so adamant about come early, and your camera's a little blurry. You know, you're a little blurry, right? Do you see yourself as blurry?
No, just the background is a little blurred, but my face shouldn't.
No, you're a little blurry. I don't know. Maybe did you ground yourself before the show? Because maybe you're like flying through the air right now, because you're a psychic, trance, and evidential medium.
Not being here on time, that'll throw anybody.
Yeah, so you are a little bit blurry. Yeah, do you see her as blurry? Just message me, Chris, if she's showing up blurry. It's just for me. Anyway, so Barbara, thank you for coming. I know it's been, I don't know. I mean, Mercury's not even in retrograde. I just feel like the energy right now is so freaking intense that it's like blowing people's nervous systems like out. Like my nervous system I've been grounding every day, because I feel like it's too much is coming at me at once. Are you feeling that?
Yeah, I've had for like 2 months technical things happening on.
Well, he said you are blurry, so you might want to click off. Yes, so I would maybe click off and come back in.
Oh God, nobody's gonna. I got to go find the link again. I'm gonna.
Oh, aren't you? No. Aren't you on your computer?
Yes, but I have a technical. I'm afraid if I leave you.
All right. Then we'll keep you. So people are going to have to watch you a little blurry. I don't know. You know what? We could maybe try during the break. We take a break, and maybe we have 2 minutes, so we can try maybe. All you got to do is click off, and you would click back on the link. That would all you do. But we'll wait. We'll wait till the break.
Just go to leave? Or
No. Yeah, just wait. We'll do it during the break. Let's talk a little. People who are listening can't see us anyway. So Barbara, I'm just going to throw it over to you. How did you get into this kind of work? Because, I mean, or did you always do it as a kid?
I didn't have anything going on. There was no orbs flying around my crib or anything. Nothing happened until I was like 60.
Oh, okay. So it came later for you. Okay.
I found out. Oh, so much. I had spent 35 years doing volunteer work in trauma and grief and any kind of negative thing that could happen to you. And I didn't realize till the end I was divinely guided to do all of this, to be a medium. I found out through that I've been doing it about 1,000 years, and that's why I just hit the ground running. One of my volunteers.
You mean like in your past lives you've been doing it for like 1,000? Yeah. So when you said that, okay, you meant like all of a sudden you realize that each life you've been carrying this with you, doing it with you,
right? And they say that when your soul's ready, it's going to come out. So it was ready. In 7 months of my first class, I hadn't even meditated at that point. I hung a shingle. I had so many readings to do, and so it was just meant to be. And I definitely found my purpose. And another benefit of finding your purpose, they say that you don't age and you don't get sick. So that's why I look pretty good.
I wish I could see you clear.
Well, we'll do it at the break.
We'll do it at the break. So yeah, because every once in a while you come in a little sharper and then you go out. So, I don't know. It's crazy. But yeah. So I whatever. It is what it is. That is the joy of live shows. I've been doing this show now 6 or 7 years, and we have had, and my producer can attest to this, we have had every technical thing that you can possibly imagine has happened over those years, and you just got to go with it. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm going with it. Okay. So nothing happened until you hit 60. So like what happened?
Well, let me just say that I did. When I was 13, I said to my friends, I think I'm a witch, because I felt like I was
felt something. You felt something.
I felt something. And I was fascinated with all the paranormal shows, and Sylvia Brown was.
Me too.
But then it was dormant until all of these things. And then the final volunteer job, I was on the city's crisis response teams. They'd call me out when there was a dead body on the scene with the police.
Oh my God.
And the family would come. And I would work with the family and another team member to help the family get through this. I mean, it couldn't be any fresher or sadder for them to be there at that point. So
the person who was killed or died, would they show up? So they would show up as the family?
No. This was a city, this was something.
No. I mean, the person who passed, did their spirit show up?
No, they didn't. Okay. That would have really thrown me off, because I wouldn't have been allowed to start bringing that into a scene like this. So it happens during the readings, which is when it's supposed to, and at 3 in the morning when they're really anxious to talk to me.
Well, that's what I was gonna. I do ask the mediums that I talk to. Do you have like a do not disturb at a certain time for yourself that says like if I'm in the bathroom or after 8 p.m. My door is shut. Like, leave me be. I need peace.
Well, we have an understanding. I said, do not wake me up, because it's usually 3 to 4 a.m.
I know that's when I wake up, and that's usually when I hear weird stuff or get weird vibes at that time. Mm-hmm.
But I said to them, do not wake me up unless it is a hellishly good piece of evidence that I have to give to somebody. Don't come here and tell me, that he got a new wedding ring or something. I don't want to know about that,
Right.
got to give me something good. So I've gotten some things in the middle of the night.
So that's what you mean by evidential. Like you can go back to a family member or friend or a loved one and say, this is what they gave me. And then that person will confirm that that is something significant. Right. And it's not something you could just guess. Like, you know.
Well, if I could give you an anecdote of one of my favorite.
I would love it. Yes, please.
I had a very, very skeptical client. I mean, comfortable. Just you could have found that out on the newspaper or it was on TV or okay, all right, let's wrap this up. So 2 days later, her husband, the spirit, who I knew I had at the thing, but she just got me so wrapped. He said, you have to tell her this. I said, okay, what do you got? She said, so he shows me a half a toasted bagel that the center is scooped out. You know how people scoop out a bagel?
Yeah.
Save 4 calories and then fill it with avocado for 3,000. Yeah. Okay. And I touched with her and I said, you know, your husband came and this is what he showed me, a scooped out bagel with toasted and everything. Does that mean anything to you? She goes, why are you bothering me? She wasn't nice. She said, no, it doesn't mean anything to me. I said, okay, I just remember I told you. The end of the week, she gets in touch with me. She goes, you're not going to believe this. She said, I took my daughter to her grandparents, you know, my father and mother-in-law. And my father-in-law says, I invented a product and I've got a prototype. I'm going to show it to you and see if you know what it is. So he shows me this contraption. And she said, I have no idea what that is. He said, it's a bagel scooper.
Yeah, that's pretty significant.
Was crying and screaming and laughing because that one piece of evidence showed her, oh my gosh, he is with us. His consciousness is alive, and he's waking you up and telling me to, you know what I mean? And the parents were excited.
Especially because right, because anybody could have said, oh, he scoops his bagel. Like a lot of people do that. That could be a guess, but who would think that? And then a family member made a device to specifically scoop it out. And that's what he showed you. So that's that's pretty. That one's not that's not easy to guess. You couldn't just be doing
I've had some harder ones as well, but
so is that how clients come to you, mostly one-on-one, to get a reading after a loved one dies? Is that that's what you like to do?
Yeah, as opposed to a big giant group gallery. But you know, I've done it. I do. I'm certified in Parents Heal, so whenever they ask me, I do a gallery reading for them. I like to be able to be in the moment with somebody.
Yeah.
Even though when I'm giving information, my eyes are usually closed because I don't want to get any facial.
Yeah. No, I understand that. Yeah.
I just like that. And it's more intimate with spirit as well. I mean, it's like a little threesome here that I'm giving them, I'm telling them what he does and what his personality and what he's wearing and some things about him that I understand and it resonates with them. And that makes them, I say my purpose is to lift everybody's spirit, okay? So that they can, they're not gone. They just went a little ahead of us. You know, we're all going to meet up and have a big party. It's going to be fine.
Well, that's what I was going to ask, like how you get your information. Do you see them? Do you hear them?
I see them.
Is it
I feel them.
To you?
I know
you
them.
Feel them. And like you see them like you see me, or do you see them in your mind's eye?
It's not clear. I see them in my mind.
In your mind. Okay, that's right.
Kind of thing.
Okay,
it's
got
not
it.
Imagination. Yeah. It's they're showing me.
Right.
And that's why that's why I like doing trance at the end of some of these, because I just get my head out of the way and it's just them sort of coming through. And they also move my body. So I always tell them, listen, if I bust into the twerk, don't call 911. It is not a medical thing.
So you allow them to come into your body.
they just
like Whoopi Goldberg and Ghosts. Remember?
Right.
Did you ever see that?
Right.
Like,
nobody's had me kiss anybody, thank God. Or do anything more than that.
Yeah.
But they've got me doing things. I was reading somebody, and she said, well, both my grandmothers, that works for both of their personalities. She said, I need something, and we don't like to push there and say, look, come on, chop, chop. They'll just go away. Okay?
Right.
Anyway, I said,
right.
Okay,
No,
they're making me do this. Okay. And I said, and it looks like someone's churning butter. And the client looks at me like this, there's nothing. And I thought, okay, she must be saying, okay, this is the stupidest thing. Right, and I said, look, I know I'm not plunging a toilet. At least I made her laugh. Okay. And then she said, no, you were right. One of them churns butter. So I know who that is. So they can give me a hard time too. It's funny.
I love that. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our break. So when we take our break, Barbra, hit leave, go back to the link, just open up your email. It's right there and click it and you'll be brought back in. And we'll see if you're a little bit clearer for the second half. Super easy.
Okay. I hope I can find the link again. You don't know who you're dealing with.
It's in your email. It's in your email. Go to your original Calendly email. It's right there. All right, Chris. We're going to take our break here. We're going to let Barbra try to, maybe her Wi-Fi will be a little better. She reconnects. All right. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a minute.
Om Times TV, a division of Om Times Media and Broadcasting.
Do you have a dream that feels just out of reach? What if you could send a message to the universe and watch it come true? Hi, I'm Melissa Caprio, creator of the Postcards to the Universe project. For years, people from all over the world have sent me their dreams on a simple postcard, and I've seen incredible things happen. Postcards to the Universe, harness the universe's power and manifest your dreams, gives you the tools to create a life you love. Learn how to turn your biggest desires into a clear, powerful message the universe can hear. It's time to stop waiting and start creating. Discover your power to bring your dreams to life. This isn't just a book, it's an experience. Discover your purpose, unlock your potential, and manifest your wildest dreams. Find Postcards to the Universe by me, Melissa Caprio, wherever books are sold. Get your copy today. Start writing your story, one postcard at a time.
Imagine becoming a super influencer. Reinvent yourself, invest in your brand, and then manifest your success with a robust spheric approach. Om Times Media and Broadcasting offers a unique and multifaceted way to become the spiritual and conscious influencer you deserve to be by putting your message across our powerful platform with its proven record of integrity and excellence. Through our produced shows, Om Times offers the opportunity to become a social media TV personality, a radio show host, an Om Times magazine columnist, and a syndicated podcaster, all in one shot. By live streaming your show on Om Times TV and broadcasting it across the extensive Om Times radio and TV networks, you become more than a host. You become an ambassador and a force for positive change. Om Times. Open yourself to the possibilities.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize, and accuse, walk a mile in my shoes.
Okay, and welcome back. And no, Barbra, you're still a little fuzzy, but it is what it is. So we're just going to keep going. It is the strangest thing. It might be your Wi-Fi. That's what I'm getting messages from. Sometimes if your Wi-Fi isn't so strong, you know what I mean? It could be your Wi-Fi, but that's okay. It is what it is. I can hear you. So
well, let me check my Wi-Fi. Hold on a second. And if
how do you check your Wi-Fi? Why? Yeah, no, don't even.
Okay, I'm not going to do it because I'm going to just like disappear into the Netherlands.
Yeah, you're just going to disappear. You're just, what it is you're a little pixelated. So like we don't see you that clearly, but I kind of get, you know what? It's like if I was communicating with spirit, it would look exactly like this.
This is meant to give you that whole mediumship experience.
Oh my God. Yeah,
because
because
it happens for a reason.
It's ethereal. It's like you come in and out, and then all of a sudden your movements will like freeze for a second, and then I'll see your eyes get real big.
That's Riverside.
That's so interesting. So interesting. Okay, so all right, I want to talk about some of your amazing experiences you've had. Now, and explain for those, most of my listeners already know this, but what's the difference between a psychic and a medium? Because they're not the same thing. And some people think like if you're psychic, that means that you can connect with people who've passed on. And that's not necessarily true.
No, every medium is psychic. Not every psychic is a medium.
Every medium is psychic. Okay.
Okay, every medium.
So they'll have some kind of. They'll have some kind of a clair. They'll have one of the clairs, even if it's a knowingness or a feeling or okay.
Mm-hmm. They feel things and mediumship. You've got like their mother.
Yeah.
Right next to you.
Right.
You know, you're getting that information.
Yeah.
And it's right in my auric field. You feel them and you see them and you can hear them. And so that's really the difference. And when I slip into psychic, because sometimes spirit will bring up a name or some information on like somebody's son and who's alive. And then I see, there's a reason something's wrong, or they wouldn't bring up somebody who's alive. So I would say, I see he's very depressed and he's like isolated and, you know, angry, full of anger. And they'll go, yes, that's what's going on right now. So I can like, it's more for me like tuning in, but it's not grabbing from the awareness for me. It just feels different.
And then when you do trance mediumship, what is that like?
I get myself into an altered state. Okay. I just sink in and go, and it's not like I'm channeling Winston Churchill or something, you know, it's the person that they would like, and my voice is a little lower and it's a little slower. The cadence is a little different. And my mind has got to be 1,000. I don't want my mind involved in anything. Okay. I just let spirit take the wheel. Okay. And then when I'm done, I don't remember what I said. I know I can tell you everything I say in a mediumship, reading with somebody, but spirit, I'm just like, all right, just do what you want with me, within reason, and we'll see what happens. So they're all different. They're all a little different.
Yeah, they're all different. Well, I have a guest Gregory, who's been on my show numerous times, and he trance channels and he channels the higher beings and the angels and stuff. And he says that for the most part, he's not there at all. Like maybe he'll get a flash of something that's being spoken, but I'm talking to whoever he's channeled, you know, and maybe an angel or a spirit guide or whatever. So it's really, really interesting. And I'm always curious how it is with everybody who has these experiences. So what does it feel like from your perspective, not the entity or the spirit's perspective? Like, what are you feeling when this is happening?
I'm so jacked up. I just, the higher the vibration in a reading, the better it's going to be. That's why when you get somebody who's like, okay, show me, lady, or who asked me what color pajamas were we wearing the night before he died, I don't know. And we're not looking for applause or anything. We're here to sort of get the healing feeling. So it's just cool. It's you're being the intermediary between the unseen scene and making somebody excited or cry or it's beautiful. Yeah. It's beautiful. I look forward to it every day because no two readings are the same. And I have very funny guides, so they give me a lot of hilarious things. It's wonderful. I believe laughter is the best medicine, and it also raises your vibration.
It raises your frequency. Yeah, I talk a lot about that because that's what I think art does that too. And that's why I love to create, because it naturally raises my frequency because I'm enjoying myself, right? I'm in joy, I'm in happiness, and I'm feeling inspired. So I naturally raise my frequency. So I could see that. Now, were you scared in the beginning though? When this first happened, did you get like afraid? No, not at all. No fear.
Not at all. Because I was used to watching Sylvia Brown and, there was nothing crazy going on. And I watched all these paranormal shows and maybe a ghost.
Yeah, me too.
But so when all this stuff's happening, paranormal stuff in my house, with the things flying off the walls, going crazy, I wasn't scared. I thought, this is so cool. They're, spirits trying to contact me. So
that's cool. Yeah. I've had a couple of experiences, and I have to say I have not been as fearless as you. I've been a little scared, especially if it's in the middle of the night, you know what I mean? And I'm just coming out of like a sleep and something, I get like, ooh, like, I don't know if I like, I don't know if I like that so much.
Well, that's the easiest time for them to get
it through,
in touch with you, and to get through when your thinking mind is half gone, going, so that's what stuff's coming.
Yeah.
And they're not coming to be me.
I think I've had experiences. No, I actually am more comfortable because I've had things from like the fairy realm visit, like I've seen like a couple of like little in the fairy realm, and that doesn't scare me as much. I get like startled, but that doesn't scare me. But that like feeling somebody sitting on my bed in the middle of the night, like I could feel the pressure, when somebody sits on the bottom of your bed, then I get that very like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know, because I think I'm pretty intuitive, I'm very intuitive. And as I've gotten older, my clairs are starting to open a little bit more and more and more. My psychic hits are starting to open more and more. So I am not surprised that I'm seeing things. I'm having some of these experiences. And that's kind of where I want to lead into right now, because you help people. Because you're only one person, right? There's only so many hours in the day. Everybody wants to contact their loved ones when they pass to see, are you still here, and still have that connection? And,
right. Are you,
so you teach
signs.
Yeah. So right. Send me signs. I love signs. I love it. I love when I get confirmations when I ask for signs. But you help your clients how to connect to themselves, right?
At the end of a reading, I always say, okay, we're going to do a little exercise, and I'll show you a few of the crazy things that we got. I tell, I'm going to count to 3, and then I want you to very first item you think of. 1, 2, 3. What is it? What is it, Melissa? What's the first item that comes into your head? Tell me. Play with me.
Diet Coke.
Diet Coke.
Diet Coke.
All right. Then I tell them, I'd say, okay, you're going to see, well, this woman said elephant. And then she said, oh, that's not a good one. I said, it doesn't have to be a good one. Your father gave that to in your head because he knows when you're going to see a representation of an elephant. Mm-hmm. And so he knows that. So because it doesn't count if you go to a zoo. Oh, there's the elephant. No, it's when you don't expect it, blah, blah, blah. So she sends me a picture 2 days later. She went to the mini golf with her son.
I wish I could. Oh, I see it. Now it's coming in focus. It's an elephant.
She went to the mini golf with her son. And there was a 20-foot elephant there that the kid had to put the ball through. You can't make this stuff up.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you, I don't want to say I cheated, but I did cheat a little bit because my sister, who was developmentally disabled, passed away, and I connect with her every morning. And since we're talking about, I see her, I go on a visual journey and I see her, right? And one of the things that she would always want is a Diet Coke. So that's why when you said, think of the first thing, and we're talking about people who passed, that's why I said Diet Coke, because I already know she's already around me all the time. So I could, she would always be like, Melissa, I want a Diet Coke. I want a Diet Coke. And my mom would be like, all right, Tony, like, it's okay. We'll get you a Diet Coke.
With you.
Right. So
you're going to see one in the next week, unless you can't change it.
No, I can't. I can't buy it. I can't buy it.
You're going to see one where you don't
expect it.
Or you could be
like not at a restaurant, right?
No,
not at a grocery store or restaurant, right? It's just going to show up. Yeah,
it's going to show up. Just, I always say, the license plate right in front of you, Diet Coke, but it's not where you expect it. And I'll show you. If you want, I'll show you a few other things.
You may have to hold up and explain what you're showing, because we are a little.
I have a client in Italy. She eats a lot of pasta. And her sign is hearts. So she sends me, she said she stuck her fork in a bowl of pasta and it came out.
Oh, I see it. I see it a little bit. I see the outline. I see it. It came out as a shape of a heart. Did her son pass away? Was she trying to connect with her son?
Her boyfriend.
Oh, her
fiance. This one is also really unbelievable. Hold on. Okay.
Well, it's interesting that you get this as evidence, because when I do a workshop about manifesting, I have people think of something crazy, like, something that you wouldn't normally see, but easy. Like if you're trying to bring it into your life, like a pink feather. Like how often do you see a pink feather? You don't really, because birds, right? I mean, maybe if you're lucky, flamingo, I don't know. But something that's not so easy, and just see how fast when you're not really attached to it. And I did a workshop once, and a friend said a ladybug. And later that day, she was cleaning her craft room, and she found a little jeweled ladybug. And it was literally like an hour later, and she messaged me and she was like, oh my God.
It's spirit. They know. And what this teaches, well, let me just show you this work, because it's
show. Let's see if we
lost a husband. And she said a wrench is her thing, because he liked to work on cars. So 2 days later, she wants to send me a picture of her husband, because he was very cute. I cut his head off for privacy.
Okay, right. Privacy,
and she said, there's a Google band that's going through it. I don't know if you could see it at the bottom. It's like a band.
I see a band, but because you're going to have to explain what it is.
She said, pull up the Google logo.
Oh, and it has I see it. It's a wrench.
Can you believe you've never seen that on a Google logo before?
No. Mm-mm. Yeah, so that is a way for people. So anybody who's listening and wants, that's a very simple way to say.
And it teaches you that they're around you. You start to believe it. Because, we all grew up seeing is believing. That is not the way it is anymore. It's believing.
Believing is seeing. Yeah.
If you don't believe it, it's just going to go right over your head. I want to show you one more, which is the reading that changed everything for me, that made me interested in heal. In my readings, I grant Q&A time so they can ask questions. But I always hijack the first one and say, I don't want to know what the question is. Just say it in your head. Okay. Just telepathically say it to your son. This woman lost a 6-year-old son. So, and I said, and I'll just tell you what I see, and you'll see if it works. I said, I see your son, a little boy, riding on the back of a giant butterfly in heaven, dive bombing, laughing, having the best time. And she starts crying. And I said, what sense to your question?
You're going to make me cry.
She said, absolutely. She said, this is amazing. She said, I asked my son, what are you doing in heaven? Okay. Normally that would be, okay, you can either believe it or you don't. But she said, I bought a book after he passed on how to tell siblings that their brother or sister has passed in words that they can understand. She said,
Sure.
and on one of the pages, they had a picture of a little boy riding on the back of a butterfly.
Oh my God, my heart.
And can you imagine?
Yeah, you couldn't. I know. I mean, that's such confirmation to that mom, because that's so difficult.
Such confirmation that her son is around her. Mm-hmm. They're not gone. They just went a little ahead of us. And when you could start understanding that, and that these are all just lessons that we have to learn, even though you think this is not a good lesson for anybody to have to go through.
No.
You have to change the way you think of it. You can't change. We can't bring them back, but we can bring them closer.
We can. That's a good way to say. We can't bring them back, but we can bring them closer. Yeah. So what do you think? Do you think that I've been reading more and following people who believe this, and this kind of resonates with me. Do you think that we make contracts with souls to go through certain things, like that mother and that son had, and the father, other family members had a contract? Mm-hmm.
We come down here to we're souls who are having a human experience. We are not humans that have a soul.
Right.
In our many incarnations, once you're done with one and you have some fun there, then you want to come back down because you want to keep evolving. Okay. Then you're going to work with your guides and angels and everything to come up with a plan to get rid of some karma that you still have, and to learn new lessons that we need if we're going to keep moving up the ladder. So yes, we do. And I believe that we never have suicide as part of the plan. I believe, from what I've learned, that
for a soul that took their life, they ejected early, but they may have to deal with whatever that was.
They're going to have to come back and do it again until they learn the lesson. As with every lesson, you have to take the class over. You can't skip a class, but you can take it over. The thing is, people want to get through it as quickly as possible. So they think, okay, I'm gonna pile on the stuff I need to learn, okay? And I'm going to get rid of a lot of karma, cut a couple of lives out. And they don't realize that it's too much. It's too overwhelming. They took too much on.
They took too much on in one. Yeah, because I imagine from that perspective, the bird's eye view, you're looking, I'm saying down, it's not necessarily down, but you're looking and you're thinking, oh, it's only 80, 85 years. I can handle that. I live for eternity. It's like a blip, right? But then when you incarnate in this dense planet with this heaviness and, and our
Earth is known as a hellhole. Yeah. And you get kudos when you get back, like if your team won when they get back there.
So this is like going for your doctorate. Like it's like you are like we are. So most of the souls are evolved here, right? Would you say most of or all souls that are here incarnate evolved? No.
That we're
not
still
necessarily.
We're works in progress. If we're here and we've evolved, we don't come back as humans. We stay up there, and we are pure energy and light and love and all of that. We got stuff to do up there. You can read a book in like 20 seconds. It'll just flash before your eyes. You want to know about the
oh my God, I'm such a book nerd. I would be
whoever.
That would be like, how many books are you going to handle in? Because I'm such a book nerd as it is, right? 20 seconds. So let's go to your guides. So tell me about your guides and tell me what your guides have shared with you. You said they're very funny. What are their, if you want to share their names, you can share their names.
Well, I don't have a name for everybody. They don't have names. I have a couple of names. For two of my bigger angels, I have Peaches and Cream.
I love it.
And then I have that up.
That's your nickname.
My guide who works with me on mediumship. And then I have Shah SHA, I don't know, came to me in a dream, who's like the main guide. They're with us for all our lifetimes. And then I've got an Indian chief, shaman guy and a monk and whoever is coming in and out. I'll tell you some of the funny things they've done.
Yeah. Yeah, please. That's what I love to hear.
I had a woman and her uncle. We brought her uncle in. She just, she almost like lived with him. And I said, okay, well, your uncle is riding on, you're straddling a rocket ship, a thin rocket ship. No, he's straddling a rocket ship. And it's going in space really fast. And he keeps going faster, faster, faster. And then he slaps his ass like it's a horse, okay?
Like it's a horse.
Giddy up. And I said, she's laughing. And I said, do you understand why he's like doing this? She said, yeah. He was a bookie at the racetrack. So he'd be yelling, giddy up,
faster,
up.
Yeah, faster, faster. Oh, my God. That's great. I love it.
I have a woman who every year we do it on the anniversary of her husband, and she always does the same thing. She tries to test me, and I don't like it most. Anyway, she said, I don't feel him. It's been 6 months. I don't feel him. You keep telling me he's always with me. And she said, if he was with me, he'll tell you what show I watched during the pandemic. Okay. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, I cannot always pull a rabbit out of a hat.
Right.
And her husband and I, we understand each other. He says it's Outlander. So I said, Outlander. She goes, that was it. Okay. I know you have no idea how it made me feel, because I believe that he's here, even though he doesn't show me and shake me and do something. So little things like that. Oh gosh.
But maybe he tries and she's just closed off to it.
Well, because
that could be the other thing too.
She has some, health issues, and when you think he's not around you for 6 months, she also said he might have another woman, so on the other side. So I'm worried about him. Okay. So I couldn't I said, stop testing me. Anyway, those are funny things. And the craziest thing they did is one day I got about 20 emails and phone calls from old clients saying, I just got a confirmation that I have a session with you on Wednesday at 2:00. 20 people are sending me this same thing. And they're saying you put a name of somebody in the message box. First of all, my confirmations don't have a message box. And they're giving me a name. She goes, that's my daughter-in-law. And everybody's telling me this. So one of the women, she said, how do you know the name of my housekeeper? I said, I don't know the name of your housekeeper. She goes, it said Rose Gonzalez. How could you send me something? I said, I don't know. I thought it was a snafu and I said, is there any reason she would need a medium? And my friend goes, oh my God, she said her son died 2 days ago. And so then I found out that everybody who got that had a reason to get some.
Oh my God. So that is spirit nudging that.
My guides are making
wow.
Appointments for me. What is next? Things I don't even believe. I can't.
I need to ask because I can serve. I need an assistant. So if guides are doing that for you, then I need an assistant. So. Oh my God, that's great. So everybody, they were making that connection. They couldn't figure out the best way to make that connection. And that was how it was. And in the technological
right.
The technological world, it makes sense. So how do you see your clients? Do you do like phone? Is that how you like to do it? Do you do video? Do you have people come in person?
Yeah. If they live in Los Angeles, I like doing in person because it's more fun. And otherwise I just do it on Zoom, or if they're living in Timbuktu or something, and they want to do WhatsApp or something.
Yeah.
I'm open. Or FaceTime. There's some single stuff that happens sometimes, and you just can't.
Yeah.
And spirit's doing it to you. Okay, it's not.
Well, we're having it right now because I haven't seen you're blurred today for whatever reason. I mean, I can hear you, which is thankful. So, anybody who's watching, all you gotta do is just listen. It's just us talking. Yeah, that is really interesting. Now, when you talk to your spirit guides, do you hear them answer you back in like their voice in your head?
No, I don't hear it. It's telepathy, really. It's giving me.
It's telepathy.
Should I, do this or that? And it's like when I say one of the things, I'll feel a little tug. I also I do a lot of stuff with the guides with pendulum. Okay.
Pendulum. Yeah, I do a lot of pendulum stuff too.
I love it. It's really good as a
I love it too. And I have to say, my pendulum, since I've been working with it for so long, as soon as I pick it up, it like shows me, because the first thing I always ask is show me yes and no, just so I can make sure we're still in the same place. And I always say yes first, and it always goes right to yes. Like as soon as I pick it up, I haven't even asked yet. It like knows.
Well, you test it. Really I test it too. I say, do I have orange hair? And it'll go no right away.
Right.
It's counterclockwise. Am I 6 feet tall? No. Okay. So I said, okay, it's awake. Sometimes they'll give me a yes on everything.
Yeah, because every pendulum moves different. Right. Every pendulum moves
I have one in 3 different rooms. So I'm ready. I've got one and one in my suitcase. I've got 4 pendulums, all different.
Yeah. So we have only like about 5 minutes left. So is there something that you really want people to know, or you think that people should walk away from who are listening to us today, especially if they've lost somebody?
We all agreed on our contract. And unfortunately, they wipe our memory blank when we get down here.
Right.
And we just pushed our last little push. That's it. You don't remember, because as Dolores Cannon says, if you know the question, that's not a test. Okay. If we know what we did last time that we screwed up on, it's not a test. So as hard as it is to believe that somebody would take your child away.
Right.
And that's a test for you, that it's not that the universe is doing things to you. It's doing things for you. And if you can try to put your mind in that thing, that I don't know why this is happening, but I do believe there's a higher source, and I'm just going to go with the flow. Okay. You're going to have to go through all the stages of grief, but the less resistance. And spirit does not be a missile. They want you to have the best life you possibly can, do a life of service, and have joy. That's all. They're not jealous.
Right.
They don't judge you. They just want
you. Why would they be jealous?
Well, if you're going to have
and why would they want? Well, I'm imagining that the ego is the one good thing that we leave here when we leave the body, right?
Ego doesn't do us anything.
Ego doesn't go because love is love, right? It's about the soul and the soul's growth, and love is love. So, jealousy is possession, or, I want to covet what you have, right? Yeah. That doesn't sound like
a pivot. When you start being so sad and everything, just turn that feeling into what you feel in love, because that is the only thing that's stronger than the grief, is the feelings of love. And if you can try to do that consciously, then maybe you'll open up and be more aware of the signs that you're getting.
Yeah. Because we are getting signs all the time, not even just from our loved ones, from our guides and our angels who they're waiting for us to reach out to them.
At us and wanting to.
Because
right, we have to ask. They cannot come.
We have to ask, right?
Feng shui your living room, unless you say, "Look, just guide me to put that credenza somewhere else."
Help me? Yeah,
crazy. You have to ask.
So what would you recommend for somebody listening who wants to connect to their spirit guide and they've never, like, what should they do? Should they do a meditation? Should they, like, show me, reveal yourself? Like, like, what's a good question?
I believe the closest way you're going to get to see the other side and feel spirit and is through meditation. It's clearing your everything. And when it's clear and it's quiet, you can hear things or you can sense things. But as long as you've got, I got to go to the bakery, if you're trying to meditate at 2:00 and, the bus is late, you can't expect to. I always tell them, Spirit always says, take baths, not showers. Getting pelted with water is no way. But if you lay in a nice warm tub and just put the lights out and
and just kind of
just drift, you're going to
let yourself connect. Yeah.
Especially if you're
Well, Barbara, we're going to be wrapping up here in just like 30 seconds. So tell people the best way to get in contact with you.
bannermedium.com, and on the first page you can click on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, and I do little clips of all my little funny things that happened.
Okay, good. Check her out, because then you can see her actual face, for those of you who are watching.
Well, you should paste my one sheet face on.
I know,
so they don't think I'm just hiding my hideous face from inspection.
Right. Well, we're going out. Thanks so much, Barbara. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening to Postcards to the Universe.
Sorry, I was late.
Melissa Crane, they have to crave. That's all right. Wishing everyone a wonderful week filled with joy, abundance, and love. Bye.